Hello everyone, I'm Kallol Dahal and in today's class we are going to learn about news article and a poem from grade 7 English chapter 7. So let's begin.
Unit 7, Reading 1, Fast Food. A lot of people around the world are getting fat because they eat too much junk food. Junk food is food that has a lot of calories but not many nutrients. Nutrients are things that your body needs, such as vitamins, minerals, and fiber. Most fast food, such as stuff sold in packages, is junk food. It comes from factories where scientists add refined sugar, salt, and vegetable oil to make it taste good. They do this because they want to make money. They do not care about your health. That is your job. Junk food does taste good though. That's why people drink huge bags of iced tea and coke and eat a bag of potato chips and still feel hungry. Their brains keep telling them to eat because it knows the body does not have all the nutrients it needs. Humans evolved eating three main kinds of food: meat, vegetables, and fruits. These are real foods. Things like refined sugar, flour, and vegetable oil are not part of a human's natural diet. In America, which has the most obese number of people, it is hard for poor people to find real food. Fresh vegetables and meat are usually sold in supermarkets, and they are more expensive than junk foods. In America, more poor people are obese than rich people. Even people in prisons are obese. Here, the meaning of the word obese means gaining excessive weight. Here, we are lucky. Real food is still available, but so is junk food. Your body is the most valuable thing you'll ever have in your life. So, you should treat your body like a temple, not a garbage bin. I think you shouldn't eat junk food. So, this text here talks about fast food and especially the junk food and the bad effects of junk food on our body. We have healthier foods, nutritious foods like meat, vegetables, fruits, which we have been eating to evolve ourselves, which are also called the real foods. But these days, the scientists they make the foods tastier in the lab by adding unhealthy products, which will make it tasty, but it will affect the health. So, the text here tells us not to eat junk food. Now let's go to the exercise. Match the words in column A with their meanings in column B. Nutrients. Substances needed to keep a living thing alive and grow. Refined. Made pure by having other substances taken out. Obese. Very fat in a way that is not healthy. Valuable. Very useful or important. Garbage. Waste food, paper, etc. that you throw away. Now, for the answer the following questions, all the answers have been given in the text, so expect you to be able to do this as your homework. Now let's go to grammar. Read the above text and underline all the verbs with to plus verb. Example, to make. So you have been given text just before this grammar one. There you need to find phrases like this, to and a verb, and then list it. And let's go to question number B. Study the following sentences. She studies hard to get better grades. He goes to the gym to be healthy. I went to the cinema to see the new film. Now, C. Put the words or phrases into the correct groups. To travel. Why do we travel? Do we travel to learn English or do we travel to do exercise? It can be for exercise because if we go for hiking, that's also a travel. We do not do that to learn English, so we do that to do exercise. So, to travel can be written here. To speak to other people, we learn English. So, to speak to other people, this should be kept in we learn English. So, similarly, you do it on your own. This is also your homework. Now, match the two halves of the sentences to make them meaningful. He is going to the shop to buy a new computer game. He's making a card to give it to his mother. So similarly, do the remaining ones. This is also your homework. Now let's go to this exercise. The following text has several punctuation errors. Rewrite the text, correcting the errors. Now, the first letter of a sentence begins with capital letter, so this should be capital W. Winston is one of the most laid-back people I know. I, which resembles a person, should never be written in small letter. It should always be capital letter. I know, full stop. Then, he is tall and slim with black hair, and he always wears a t-shirt and black jeans. Full stop. Then again, his H is capital. His jeans have holes in them, and his baseball boots are scruffy too. Full stop. Again, capital H. So I believe you'd be able to do this as well. Mark it down as your homework. Now let's go to reading 2. The pen is mightier than the sword. I would like to thank you all for giving me the opportunity to stand in front of you and deliver a speech today. So this reading 2 is a speech. The topic of my speech is the pen is mightier than the sword. It's a very popular proverb. We all know that a sword is a very powerful weapon and can give enormous power to the person holding it. It is so powerful that with this you can even make people bow down to you and establish your supremacy. However, you can enslave a person physically but cannot enslave his mind and heart. This power lies with the pen. Pen, even though small in size, is known to be more powerful than the sword. History gives us enough proofs to realize that military power does not last for a long time. Alexander the Great, Napoleon Bonaparte, and Hitler are some examples. On the contrary, the teachings and sayings of the great writers are remembered by the people forever. It doesn't die down and has a lasting impact. In fact, writers, poets, and scientists never die, but live in our hearts forever through their exemplary works. The ability of a human is to put their thoughts on a piece of paper. What makes human beings superior to animals? It is not their physical strength, but their mental faculty and the way they think differently. Therefore, it's not the sword but the pen from which powerful thoughts flow down that make humans superior to other animals on this earth. Thus, I would want to say that violence never ever helps. So, the pen is indeed mightier than the sword because what can be achieved through language and thoughts cannot be achieved through violence and power. So, adopt the path of non-violence and influence the world with your pen. Thank you. So, this speech talks about the importance of pen to the sword. The sword, however, might inflict the pain or evoke fear in people standing right in front of it, might not be as powerful as the pen, which is shown in the history as well. Alexander the Great, Napoleon Bonaparte, Hitler are some of those examples whose military power did not last long. But there are people in history as well who have used pens to circulate their thoughts in the world, which have helped humanity. So from there, the writer of this text wants to clarify the thought that pen is mightier than the sword. That's the summary of this text. Now, let's go to the exercise. Match the words in column A with their meanings in column B. Enormous, extremely large. Supremacy, a position in which you have more power or status. Enslave, to make somebody a slave. Exemplary, providing a good example for people to copy. Violence, physical force so as to damage. Adopt, to accept something. Now, The answers for these exercises have been given in the text, so please find those and do it as your homework. Same with this, true or false as well. Now let's go to grammar. Study the following sentences. I'm just leaving my office. I'll be home in an hour. Please be quiet. The children are sleeping. Meena is going to a new school next month. What are you doing next week? Similarly, there are remaining as well. Read it. Now, use simple, use present simple or present continuous form of the verbs to complete the sentences. It could be affirmative, negative, or a question. For example, dash you come tonight? Are you coming tonight? So let's do this. A. Dash rice every day. Does he eat rice every day? I am working at the moment. Dash to Kathmandu often. Does he go to Kathmandu often? So in the similar way, I hope you'll be able to do the remaining as well. Now this will also be your homework. Now that we have come to the end of today's class, how did you find today's class? If you have any suggestions or advice, you know where can you get back to us. It is learning@dearwalk.edu.np. So until the next class, have fun and goodbye.